Hello, this is Will from My Spiritual Clarity, and I have this video for you on your why. And I know there's been a million things made about this, Simon Sinek's amazing talk many years ago. But I have a perspective that just came up in a client session that I realized I've been living from for about 8 years, which is this. I think that your why should only bring you joy. It should only be light. It should feel good. It isn't a heavy thing that you use to make yourself do things. Is this lighting? Oh, that lighting's so much better. It shouldn't be a whip that you use to motivate yourself, to get yourself to do those hard things. I know that's how it's often talked about and positioned, but to me that's just going from pain to pain. You know, you've got all these, imagine yourself in front of a plank that's, going over a den of alligators that want to eat you, and on the other side of that plank there's some real bad guy that you've got to fight who's probably going to beat the crap out of you, but you have to go because your dreams, your vision, your goals are on the other side of all that, and so to make yourself do it, you create fire behind you of a why that you use to whip yourself. I've got to provide for my family. I have to save the world or heal the world or some version of that. And so now you've got pain behind you and pain in front of you, and then what do most humans do? We freeze. We can't handle that. It's just too much. So I did that to myself for at least a decade, probably longer, until I finally realized it wasn't working. I wasn't getting anything done. I wasn't happy in my life. So I just dropped the whole conversation of my why or my purpose. And then one day, about 8 years ago, I was sitting downstairs here at our then new to us home, and we've been here almost 8 years now. And I had the thought, I wonder what my purpose is. I haven't thought about it in a while. And before I could even finish that thought, God said to me, you exist to help people clear whatever's between them and me. And it was the lightest, easiest, most joyful thing. And I basically said, oh, thanks, God. And then probably my own head made up the reply of, you're welcome, Will. whatever voice I made up for God at the time. And it hasn't changed, not a word. And it's light, and it's fun, and it's easy, and it's joyful. And ironically, it's the biggest purpose I could have come up with for myself. It's the most significant, the most serious that I could have ever thought up in my head. But it's light, and it's joyful, and I love it. So it's just my thought for today. What if you made your why or your purpose light and fun and joyful? What if you just dropped the whole metaphor of trying to make yourself do things in your healing practice or business and just got back to the ease and the lightness and the joy? What if there's no den of crocodiles, and there's no big bad guy on the other side, and there's no plank? What if there's just something that's uncomfortable that you need to reflect on or sit with, or identify what's the belief that you have about it and shift that belief? And then you could find an easy, joyful way to do it. Or maybe it's the same task, but now that you no longer have a crappy belief about it, you have an easy, joyful time doing it. So many options. And remember, the world does not need any more healers coming from obligation. We just make a mess. What the world is asking for are healers that live their life and do their work from joy. So I encourage you to step out of obligation and into joy. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye for now.